Hey guys, it's Thunder. Just wanted to step in here before the beginning of the episode. So these first 8 or 9, I'm not quite sure because I'm not done editing all of them, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to throw a couple of them away due to audio issues with our old setup. But these first episodes of Almost Fancy is sort of like a prototype, like the season 0. Um, A lot of them were recorded over a year ago. Actually, all of them were recorded over a year ago. So some of the things we say might sound a little weird. Like I mentioned Fortnite at one point. Fortnite was a very different video game a year and a half ago. I think these were recorded around the time that Last Jedi was coming out, to put it into perspective. So these first couple episodes are a little raw. We've gotten way better at Let's Playing and podcasting and having personalities on air and stuff like that since then. So the 9th episode, or like the 8th or whatever it ends up being after I figure out what season 0 is going to look like, are going to be so much better. We're going to have more guests. We're going to have new bits. We've at this point we've solidified all the rules that I guess you don't even know yet because I'm putting this before the first episode. But yeah, I just wanted to get in here, and I think I'm going to put this little intro before the entirety of season 0. So when you don't hear this intro, just know that you've reached the beginning of the new era. But yeah, I just wanted to hop in here before the episode and let you guys know that. I hope you enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun making these, and I really hope we can make more and make these something special. All right, take care, guys. Welcome, everyone, to Almost Fancy, a Thunder and Lightning podcast. I'm Thunder.
And I guess I'm lightning.
I guess you're lightning. So this podcast, what it's going to be is, we're usually going to have a guest, but we thought for the first one that we would do the two of us. And what it's going to be is it's going to be 2 teams, us versus the guest. And we're each going to bring 3 topics that we think the other team doesn't know anything about. And with the utmost confidence, they need to explain to us in their best words exactly what that topic is about. So, for example, let's say Chris knows nothing about Star Wars. I would say, tell me everything you know about Star Wars.
I can tell you everything about Star Wars.
I use that as an example because Chris loves Star Wars, as I'm sure you might already know. But, yeah, but then Chris would just word vomit everything he knows about Star Wars, which in this fake hypothetical scenario is not much at all. And then it's up to the other team to decide whether that was good enough. And I was thinking about this earlier. I think it should be, if they actually do a good job, then they get a point. But if they do a terrible job of explaining what it is, but they put in a lot of effort, I think then they also get a point.
Oh, wow. We're just handing out points for this.
I mean, and obviously it's on an honor system. I wouldn't expect the guest to be like, well, you don't get points because I want to win. But like, you know, I think it'll work.
I mean, we get to decide in the end anyways.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe this will go awful and we'll change it up for the next one.
So you wanna start with your questions, or do you want me to start?
Yeah, you start asking. So you ask one first.
Okay. Anthony.
Yes.
Tell me everything you know about Reservoir Dogs. I think I said that right. Reservoir Dogs.
The movie.
Yes.
Okay. Reservoir Dogs is definitely a movie.
Okay.
How did I do? No. So, no, Reservoir Dogs was made by Quentin Tarantino. I know that much. Right?
What's his name?
Quentin Tarantino?
Okay. All right.
That's what I said. What did I say?
Quentin?
That's his name.
Quentin.
Quentin?
Yeah.
I thought it was Quentin.
Oh, it might be Quentin.
I thought it was Quentin.
Did I lose?
Tin. Did you lose already? No, I'll look it up. Oh, I have a missed call from Chris.
Keep going though. Keep telling me what you know about this movie, and you can't look up the movie.
I'm fine. Whatever. I'm not looking up the movie. Whatever. It's Quentin. Who cares? Quentin Tarantino made Reservoir Dogs in the 90s, I think. It's about mobsters, right? And Steve Buscemi is in it. All the characters are named after a color, I believe, like Mr. Pink and Mr. Yellow and stuff like that. Or maybe it's just yellow, like code names.
I mean, I'm not gonna weigh in.
No, don't wait. No, don't weigh in until I'm like, and I'm done. But I think Reservoir Dogs. I have no idea what it's about. That's not very confident, is it? I know it has Steve Buscemi in it, and it has a bunch of people that I would qualify as similar enough to Steve Buscemi, but that's for some reason the only one. I mean, I think the man himself is in it. I think Quentin Tarantino's in that movie acting, because I know he does that sometimes. Like he was in From Dusk Till Dawn, and he was in Planet Terror. He was in Django Unchained too, and it was weird because he said the N-word like more than anyone in that movie, because that movie takes place during like slavery, and it's like, did you really want to be in this movie, or do you just want to say the N-word a bunch of times, Quentin Tarantino?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of column A, but like a lot of column B. Maybe, do you think he made that whole movie just so he could cast himself in it, so he could say the N-word a bunch?
I hope not.
I don't want to set the man on fire right now, but it's kind of weird that like the first and like only thing he said in that movie was the N-word a bunch of times. Anyways, no, Reservoir Dogs takes place, I'm gonna say, in the 60s or 70s, but it was released in the 90s. It's about a mob similar to what's that other movie? Goodfellas? Reservoir Dogs is kind of a movie like Goodfellas, which is another movie I don't know much about. But I know Steve Buscemi's in it. I'm just repeating myself.
Yeah, you're not really giving me any new material here.
I feel like
Give me a plot. I want a plot.
A plot?
Yep.
Reservoir Dogs. I don't know. Those movies usually have like, in my opinion, like not great plots. Like, I feel like in Reservoir Dogs, probably something. Do you want to know? Okay, here's the plot of Reservoir Dogs. They were a team, like a mob or whatever, and then they broke up, like before the movie started. And then when the movie starts, one of them falls into trouble, like he gets kidnapped or owes a lot of money or something. So they all band together once again for one last job to save my man Steve Buscemi from whatever he's in.
So
it's six Steve Buscemis, and they're saving their younger brother Steve Buscemi.
Okay. You've seen a Quentin Tarantino movie before, right?
Oh, and there's a lot of killing and sex.
No, okay, well, yeah. But
yeah,
that seems like a pretty well laid out plot.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that
he doesn't
often.
do those. Yeah, I've seen Kill Bill 1 and 2 and Django Unchained, and I just said it. Not Planet Terror, the other one. Death Race. I love that movie. I've seen Inglourious Basterds. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Okay. Do you have any more?
No, that's it.
Okay.
You what is Reservoir Dogs about?
You did okay. I'm impressed you knew that they were all named after colors.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those were code names.
I don't know why I know that.
So
is it like Mr. Pink, Mr. Yellow, or is it just?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
no,
cool.
it's just like that.
Oh, neat.
It's a movie about a bank heist. They're not mobsters.
I was gonna use the word heist.
No, it might not even be bank. It might be like a jewelry store. I forget. They don't really get into that much.
Right, but I was gonna use the word heist, and I was like, no, I won't say heist. When I said one last job, I was gonna say heist, but I said job instead.
No, you did an okay job. I'm gonna give you half a point because half of what you said was just Steve Buscemi. If I could get a list of all the words you just said and counted them all off, half of it was Steve Buscemi.
What can I tell you? He's an alluring man. I think about him all the time.
So it starts off, it's like any weird Quentin Tarantino movie. None of it's in order. But it's essentially...
Oh, like the other one. The
Pulp
cheeseburger
Fiction.
One. Yeah, that one.
The cheese. Oh, okay, I know what you're
Royale with
talking about.
cheese.
Yeah, okay.
That's what that's from, right?
Yes. So it's about a heist. Most of the movie is about leading up to the heist and how they're all banding together to pull this job off. It's supposed to be just a average professional job, except the twist is one of them is an undercover cop.
Oh, okay.
And you know who he is the whole movie. And then the whole
But
movie they don't. None of them know who he is. And then the whole movie is there was something fishy. The cop showed up too quick. One of us has to be in on it. They're all at their hideout where they were going to go to after, and only few, like half of them die
Okay.
getting there. And most of the movie is about the few who make it back, just trying to figure out who the undercover cop is, or if there even is one. And one of them during the heist was just shooting up a bunch of civilians, and like, what's his deal? He makes it back. What do they do with him? So,
Can I ask a question?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Isn't my main man Buscemi? Is he the undercover cop?
No, he
Who
does
else
survive.
Who else is in that movie, by the way? Because I don't know why only Buscemi is the one. I
Quentin is in it. By the way, you also
Yes,
knew that.
yes.
He's not in it
Awesome.
often.
He's
I
not
think
a
he's
main
only in the
character.
opening scene.
Okay.
He's one of the heistmen, but I think he gets killed,
Oh,
and then they don't talk
that
about
makes
him.
sense. Because sometimes he'll be in one scene, and sometimes he'll be like the fucking main character.
Yeah. The guy. Well, I'm not gonna. Oh no, you find out in the movie anyways. The undercover cop is, I don't know his name, but he's also in The Hateful Eight, which I love that movie, and he's one of the main guys in The Hateful Eight.
Kurt Russell?
No, Kurt Russell's great too, though.
Oh, okay. I've never seen The Hateful Eight either.
Yeah, we'll probably do that on one of the other Thunder and Lightning podcasts.
Probably.
But to my knowledge, I mean, there's a bunch of again, I'm not good with names, but like everybody you'd expect to see in a Quentin Tarantino movie is in it.
Okay.
It's a good movie. I enjoy it. You get half a point for that one.
Okay. Yeah. I wrote it down. I didn't realize we were giving out percentages, but
Yeah.
sure. Can we agree that we won't go smaller than a half? Like you get an eighth of a point.
We'll see how well you do. If more than half your words are an actor's name.
What if you ask me about like, I don't know, a superhero, and I'm like, well, Buscemi. This was a ruse. I just wanted to talk about. I just wanted to start a web show so we could talk about Buscemi.
So my next question is, tell me everything you know about Steve Buscemi.
Well, the man's a living legend. Okay,
no,
my
do you?
turn?
Yeah, do you want to? We're gonna do it turn based.
Back to back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Alright.
we're each gonna do 3. I don't think I ever mentioned that, but we're each gonna do 3 of these. So that
Well,
was,
they can figure it out.
that you fucking do the podcast. Okay, I'm gonna give you an easy one first.
Okay.
Tell me everything you know about Godzilla
Okay.
and all his little friends.
All right. So, okay, he's racist. He hates Japan.
Well, hang on. No, keep going.
He hates Japan. I don't know why. It's just specifically Japan.
Okay.
I sense racist undertones. He's a lizard. He's huge. He's Bowser's cousin.
Okay.
He just likes causing a muck. I don't know. He doesn't like Japanese people or just humans. He might just not like humans and
So-
thinks Japan is the only place on Earth with humans.
So Godzilla's the villain of the Godzilla movies.
Yes.
Okay.
What
What about the other ones?
He's got a moth friend,
Their name is
Mothzilla.
correct. Keep going. 100% correct.
There's also Go-Go Power Godzilla. He's a robot Godzilla.
Okay. Yeps. Yeah.
Go
Go Godzilla.
They're not friends though. And actually, I don't even think the moth is his friend. I don't think he's friends with any of them. I think he's a bit of an a-hole. I don't think he likes anybody. I think he just wants to kill. I think that's his deal. Oh, there's a 2-headed one.
Okay.
The Demogorgon, I think. Demogorgons have 3 heads. No, 2. Is it-
Demogorgons have one head.
They don't have 2?
Not in the Stranger Things I watched.
No, the D&D
Oh, the
Demogorgon.
actual
The actual
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon.
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it's 2 heads.
Okay, there's a 2. Yeah, so there's a Demogorgon. That's what I'm going to call
a
it.
Giant Demogorgon. What's that thing's name? Do you have any idea?
I just gave it to you.
Oh, okay. So Godzilla, Mothra, and Demogorgon destroy Japan together.
Yeah. I don't I don't think Charles Martinet's in it.
I don't he could be.
He could be. We're looking at a picture of Charles Martinet.
Charles Martinet as Godzilla.
It's our inspiration for this one.
It's a good picture too. We didn't just load up any old JPEG.
He's clearly doing the whoa 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 in this picture. So
It almost looks like it. Not to focus too much on something the audience can't see, but it almost looks like he got caught doing something he wasn't supposed to do. Like someone came in with the camera and he was like, "Oh fuck!"
All right, more about Godzilla. He has to be half of the Japanese countries, like half the money they put into their war supplies must just go into stopping him.
Oh yeah, dude. America wants to attack Japan. Forget it. Like Japan's like, could you not? We have Godzilla to deal with.
What if they tamed him?
Okay, this is an interesting plot point.
What if they tamed Godzilla via I don't know, world's best horse wrangler or a chip they put in him, and then Japan takes over the world, and then the U.S. gets his moth buddy,
Okay.
and then they make them fight each other.
So now it's who's got the biggest Godzilla type monster, U.S.
Yes.
or Japan? That
Yeah.
would be interesting. That would actually be pretty interesting. I think, not to pierce the veil, but I think that might actually be what they're doing with the next.
So
American...
I win? No, hold on. So I win because I just guessed the next movie coming out.
Well, I was gonna say the next American-made Godzilla movie because the next Godzilla movie is gonna be Godzilla versus King Kong.
right. I actually knew that.
Yeah, and actually back in the day, I guess is your turn over, and I can talk about Godzilla now.
Give me a point.
Oh, you also get half a point,
Ooh.
and you'll see why. But I think that
okay. I feel like I deserve a little more. I click Go Godzilla. It's definitely his name.
100% that is not his name. It's Mecha Godzilla. Anyways,
I like mine better, but okay.
so because when they did King Kong versus Godzilla back in the 50s, and it was 2 companies. Like I think it was whatever company had Godzilla and Universal, and the way the contract worked, King Kong had to win. Like he was always going to win no matter what. But with the new one, I think they're owned by the same people, and I think they bought the rights specifically for this. So who knows? I think Godzilla's going to win this time, but that's besides the point. Godzilla's the good guy. That's the one thing you got wrong. In the first Godzilla movie, he's the bad guy, okay? So it's, in the first Godzilla movie, it's us versus Godzilla, and we kill Godzilla successfully. Spoiler alert for a fucking 70-year-old movie. But we kill Godzilla. They kill Godzilla. And then from that point on, it's a new Godzilla. I believe it's that Godzilla's baby. That Godzilla is a good guy, and now the movies from that point on are a giant monster is attacking. What are we going to do? Oh, here's Godzilla to save the day. So Godzilla versus Mothra, Godzilla versus Destroya, you know. Also, the 2-headed one, his name is King Ghidorah, and he's actually got 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
He's got 3 heads. There's Mecha King Ghidorah, which has 1 metal head and 2 real ones. Or no, the other way around. 2 metal heads and 1 real one. Go-Go Godzilla is called Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla is actually... this is where I'm a little
human
shady.
made, right? Isn't
yes,
he human made?
He's human made, and this is where I get a little shady. I think there was like some confusion, and I think that whoever made Mecha Godzilla thought Godzilla was the enemy and made Mecha Godzilla to destroy Godzilla, but I think Mecha Godzilla goes rogue. I've never seen the Mecha Godzilla movie. That's now I'm guessing about it.
Now you get half a point.
But no, Mothzilla is Mothra. King Ghidorah. But yeah, for the most part, he's the good guy.
Okay.
Not racist.
Yeah, I guess not racist.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All
yeah.
right.
I'd say that's half a point worthy.
Okay, so tied.
The only reason I didn't give you a full point is because you right out the gate you were like Godzilla's always the villain. Fuck him.
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Tell me everything you know about Westworld.
Fuck. This is where I figure out if I'm a good friend or not, because I know you told me all about Westworld once. Did I listen? Who knows?
Oh
We'll
yeah, this
see.
is just a trap. I want to see how well you listen
This
to
is
me.
the first and last episode of Almost Fancy, because we're not going to be friends after this. Westworld is a television show.
Okay, who makes it?
What? Oh, the channel?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. It's not HBO,
Mm.
or maybe it is.
Keep going. No, keep going. I shouldn't interrupt. You keep going.
It's definitely one of the like weird ones though, like AMC or something. I don't know. I don't care what station it's on. It's about a futuristic amusement park that's run by robots, and the robots. I'm pretty sure, and maybe I'm making this up because this is what it's called, but I'm pretty sure the amusement park has like an old Western theme, but maybe not. But it's definitely a amusement park run by robots where I can only assume that the robots gain sentience or something and go bad, and now the main character has to fight robots. Or maybe it's the other way around, where the robots are the good guys and the humans are trying to like. That's what.
Which
it is.
one
No,
are
no,
you
no,
sticking
no,
with?
No, 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 no. I remember now. It's the robots are slaves to the humans and they revolt against them. That's what it is.
Are you done?
I mean, I couldn't get into specific characters.
No, that
I feel like
I'll be honest. I'll give you a full point, despite the fact you did say it was definitely not HBO, but it is HBO.
okay,
But
well,
you'll get a full point. Because you essentially got it. I'm not going to give away the end of the show, but
right.
yeah, it's an amusement park. Set however 100 years in the future or whatever,
Right.
and it does have a western. It's supposed to be your vacation. You can do whatever you want to these robots. You can rape them, kill them, or just follow the story. You can do whatever. They look human. They
So
are human.
So they're androids, or they are robots.
They're robots.
Okay.
No, but they look human. That's Android, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're androids.
If it's a human like Astro Boy with synthetic skin to look,
Yeah, they're
that's
androids.
that's an android. Yeah.
They are androids, and they're top notch. Like you
can
can
tell.
cut them open and they'll bleed and stuff.
Oh.
Like they're really. It gives you the full experience. But some of them do start getting human emotions. They start becoming conscious of the whole situation, and they.
I think I said sentient. I meant.
I knew
conscious.
what you meant. I knew what
Sentient
you
means
meant.
like sentient is the brave little toaster. Not. Yeah. I meant like feelings, like iRobot.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. So I get you got it.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna give away the show. It was really good. I think they might make a second season.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, full point for that one.
Okay. Cool. So this next one, I almost wanted to be a little more specific with it, but I think I'm just gonna be unspecific and see how you take it. So, Chris, tell me everything you know about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. Some of you might not know I'm a big Pokemon guy. I know nothing
The
about
card
Yu-Gi-Oh.
game.
Yeah,
Be
the card
specific.
game.
You
I
could say you're a Pokemon guy, and someone's like, "Oh, how do you like Ultra Sun?"
Right.
And you're like, "Well, I didn't play that."
yeah. No, that's true. The card game.
So
Okay.
you're admitting that Yu-Gi-Oh is a card game.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh's a anime,
Yes.
I guess if you want to call it that.
No, it is. It's an anime.
Okay, anime card game. It's occasionally video game.
I'm sorry. I nodded my head. That didn't.
But
the mic. What do you mean the mic? What do you mean the mic didn't pick up my head nod?
but the TV show also they play the card game on the TV show.
Okay.
That's their thing, and they got their little Futurama-esque thing. I think it spits out the cards on their forearm.
okay.
the
I know what you're. Wow, that took me a while. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Keep
Oh,
going.
and there's holograms. Instead of actual creatures, there's holograms. The cards project a hologram.
Okay.
And they battle. kind of like Pokemon. I'm not saying it's a complete ripoff of Pokemon, but they battle, but with a card game. And it's I feel like it's a lot heavier of an anime than Pokemon is. I feel like it has more. It's more of an anime than the Pokemon TV show.
Can you tell me anything about the characters from the anime?
The main character has gold, black,
Okay, this
and
isn't-
red spiked hair.
Strike this from the record book. He's looking at a picture of Yu-Gi-Oh on my wall.
And his name is Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's not, by
Oh.
the
Okay. He's the only character.
way.
Because
the rare one character 4-season anime.
to be completely honest, I've never seen another picture of another character from that anime. So, to my knowledge, he's the only. He plays by himself. He's a lonely kid who plays this game by himself in a giant stadium.
No family, no friends.
Nope. He could even be like in a cyber universe. Like, ooh, wait. What if he got sucked into a computer, episode 1, and now he just lives in there with these cards and he just plays a card game by himself, and eventually he thinks if he wins and he becomes the best, he'll be able to get out of the computer.
Okay. Can you tell me anything about how the card game is played?
Okay, sure. Strike that last part though. I want this point. That last part was a joke.
Oh no, I
Okay.
got it. I know that.
So the card game, there's multiple decks, I believe.
Per person?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
you have multiple decks. Like player 1, you have two decks, I'm going to say.
Okay.
You have trap cards,
Okay. Yeah, that's one of them.
and monsters. I'm going to say trap cards and monsters
Okay.
are your two decks. And you battle with the monsters, and something activates you flipping over a trap card, and the other person gets affected by whatever that does.
Chris, can I give you 2 points for this?
Really?
You're fucking nailing it.
Really? Okay. I'll stop right now and I'll take 2 points. For the record, I've never even looked at a game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh
For
my
anybody
God.
who's listening.
That was incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just going off the top of my head.
I mean, I'll tell you what you got wrong, obviously, but like that was wow. Yeah. So, the show, unlike Pokemon, the show and the card game came at the same time because it was like, hey kids, you want to play the game that they're playing?
yeah.
Pick up
Okay.
the cards. So I'm not gonna get into fucking like all the rules of how the Yu-Gi-Oh card game is played or used to be played, but you pretty much got it. There's a row for monsters and there's a row for magic cards, which is an end-all be-all name for magic cards and trap cards. They're just referred to as magic cards. Most magic cards you can activate on your turn. Most trap cards activate when they do something. So you were right about that. The one thing I thought you might mention but you didn't was the life points, because that's a big thing. Usually you play with 8,000 life points, and it's just one of those games where the numbers are too big. Like
Okay.
your monster has 1,700 attack, and you have 8,000 life points, rather than like Pokemon where the numbers are just like 80 and 40 and stuff like that.
Right.
The TV show, other than the whole him being a loner thing, which you obviously said was a joke, you pretty much got it. They're kids at a school, and they like battle each other, and they put the cards on a thing, and it projects them. It's a stadium, and they put the cards down, and it'll project the hologram out of
The card actually does make the hologram. I was making that up.
No, yeah, the card. Well, no, the card doesn't have any like technology in it. The technology's in the stadium. You put the card down
okay.
and the hologram. But the thing you were talking about, it's called a dual disc,
Okay.
and it's a portable stadium. You put the card down, and it projects it through the thing.
Oh.
And you play that way. The reason I'm so happy, and the reason I wanted to give you 2 points, not episode 1, but episode 24, they do get stuck in a computer game for 3 episodes.
Wow. So even my joke was semi-accurate.
Literally, like, in between seasons. You know how Pokemon will do that thing sometimes where they're, like, in between season 1 and 2, where they have clear goals. They're just going to fuck around.
Yeah.
In between season 1 and 2 of Pokemon, literally, like...
You mean Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh! In between season 1 and 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh!, one of their friends is stuck in a video game the bad guy, quote unquote bad guy, created, and they were like, let's go save her, and then they get stuck in there. They like, we need to beat the game to get out of here, and that's literally, you were like, what if he's stuck in a computer and he has to try and get out?
Wow, I literally made that
Yeah.
up.
It's not like Pokemon in the sense where I see what you're going for. Like, the difference between Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon is they like catch them, like
Right.
they have to go. Like the card game is actualized in the world where they just like go to the card shop and buy cards, and now they have a deck in world. I don't know where you got the 2 decks thing from. That was a little.
Oh, that's not how it works?
No, I mean, you have an extra deck, and that's where you pull like fusion cards from, but it's all part of the same deck.
Okay.
I thought at first I thought you meant like how you have like 6 or 7 Pokemon decks and you just use
No,
one.
no.
But you specifically said 2 in one game, which is not
Okay.
how it works. But pretty much everything else was really good. That was
Cool.
really good.
Cool.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm going to unprecedented. I'm going to give you 2 points.
Yeah.
All right. Round final.
You need 3 points to win. I think.
Well, we'll see. I think I picked a really hard one for this
Okay.
round, but
All right. Anthony,
that's me.
tell me everything you know about Fight Club. What's the first rule?
Okay. Do you want me to answer that first?
Yeah, tell me what the first
The
rule
first
is.
rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. And that's the thing that Brad Pitt says.
I mean, I'm not going to answer it. I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Right. So, Fight Club. I've never seen Fight Club, by the way. That's not a joke. I've not seen Fight Club. Fight Club is a movie from the 80s starring Brad Pitt and the guy who played the Hulk, Edward Norton. Brad Pitt and Edward Norton.
I would have given you that.
Meatloaf's in it. I know that. He plays a big titty monster. Basically, I mean, I think I'm literally about to spoil Fight Club. So if you haven't seen Fight Club, maybe skip ahead 2 or 3 minutes. But
yeah, you can't
basically-
really answer this without spoiling it,
Yeah.
I guess.
So basically, Fight Club is Edward Norton is like a do nothing normal dude who finds out about a Fight Club and because he meets Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's like the opposite of him. Brad Pitt's like you know what I'm saying. Brad Pitt is
No,
like
I do want you to be more specific on that.
Brad Pitt's like a not a criminal, but like sort of like Brad Pitt like doesn't play. Brad Pitt plays by his own rules and does what he
Okay.
wants, and Edward Norton is like by the books. Like I get up, go to my job, and go home to
Yeah.
my wife.
I see.
Not that I'm saying he has a wife. That was the example. But he meets Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's like, "Yo, join my Fight Club," and he's like, "I don't know," at first, and then he goes to the Fight Club and he joins it, and he's like, "Oh, I really like this." Other than that, I guess the rest of the movie is just like Fight Club shit. But the twist ending, maybe I think this is pretty accurate. I think so. Maybe don't listen to this next part. But Brad Pitt doesn't exist. He's all in Edward Norton's head. I don't know that. Oh, the main character's name is Tyler Durden. I know that.
Which one of them is Tyler Durden?
Edward Norton is Tyler Durden, and Tyler Durden.
Wait, Tyler what?
Durden?
Durden?
Durden with a D.
I think it's with a G.
I don't know. I've never seen the movie.
Oh, okay. I think it's with a G.
Edward Norton is Tyler, right? And then Brad Pitt's in his head, and he finds it out because Brad Pitt. He tries to kill Brad Pitt, but Brad Pitt comes back to life, I think. I don't know about that, but I know that you find out at the end that Brad Pitt was never really there, and it's one of those movies like The Sixth Sense, spoiler alert. It's one of those movies where The Sixth Sense where you watch it and you're like, oh shit, no one ever talked to Brad Pitt because he was in Edward Norton's head. Finn.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Just to make this interesting,
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2 points.
Okay.
Because you got the twist ending,
Okay.
essentially. So...
I mean, that gives me more points than you, so
Ooh.
if you...
Okay, I'll have to get this.
If you get this next one pretty good, we'll tie.
Okay.
And then the first episode will be a tie. We didn't talk about what we do with a tiebreaker. We're going to have to figure that out. But anyways, keep going.
Okay. So the only thing you didn't, they obviously, since Brad Pitt is in his head, they form Fight Club together. They start the Fight Club.
Okay.
At first, he's just fighting himself in a parking lot.
Oh.
And then everybody's like, "You all right, man?" He's like, "Yeah, you want in?"
How do how do they explain? I'm assuming he gets all bruised and bloodied. How
Oh,
do
he's punching himself.
literally?
Yeah, they'll show like at the end scene, it's this huge fight between him and Brad Pitt, and they'll show on like they'll go to a security camera, and it's just him pulling himself down a flight of stairs, and like,
does that really happen? Do people really like do that sometimes?
I don't think so.
Okay, because like I know people make like not imaginary friends. That's not what they're called. But I know people like
No, people have split personality disorder and stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
do they? Yeah, that's interesting. That's practically a whole nother conversation. But that's just
But he finds out these Fight Clubs are getting set up across the country.
because
And
of the one he set up.
yeah,
Like, as in like inspired by.
and the weird part is he finds out Brad Pitt is the one setting all these up.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's when the movie gets interesting, and then he comes to the realization that they're one and the same person, and he starts going to all these places, and in the movie he's like, I feel like I've been here before and stuff like that. And
Oh, so he's literally like doing like every time he's like Brad Pitt just did a thing, it was him.
yeah.
Oh, was I right by the way? Is Edward Norton Tyler Durden? Or is that
Yeah,
Brad Pitt's
I mean
character?
the whole movie it's Brad Pitt's character, but they're one and the same. So
Like, in
you're
the-
right.
In the credits, it'll say Edward Norton as Tyler Durden, or it'll say Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden.
I think it would say Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're one and the same person. It's a good movie. I really like Fight Club.
Now, here's a question. This is a little off topic from the whole like game or whatever, but like I know the twist ending. Would I still like this movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a good movie. I suggest we watch it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. And that was that was 2 points for me.
Yeah, I'll give you 2.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like you might have had some prior knowledge, but that's part of the game. You might know more.
Yeah. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why Meatloaf? What is Meatloaf in that movie?
Oh, no,
for those of
okay.
For those of you who don't know, Meatloaf is an American rock star, but in
We almost met him.
we almost met him, but the fucker. Anyways, but in that movie he plays a dude with giant tits.
Yeah, so here's the deal with that. Edward Norton's character isn't fulfilled with his life, and he's losing sleep. He doesn't know why. He starts going to like these cancer and terminally ill people like meetings,
like a focus group.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
And Meatloaf is there, and he's one of them. And he used to be a huge bodybuilder and did a ton of steroids. I guess I don't know what his whole deal is medically, but I guess he lost his balls. Oh, he had testicular cancer. That's the
Okay.
group he's at.
Okay.
And he lost his testicles. And now like all of his testosterone goes straight into his boobs.
Is that a thing?
I don't
That
know.
happened in-
I hope it does. I hope it's not a real thing. Also, if you watch that movie in HD, you just see the nipples and stuff. It's all sweaty.
I don't like it.
But yeah,
Um,
that good old Uncle Meaty. Good role for him.
Excuse me. Okay. Are you ready?
No.
Christopher,
Yeah.
this might be a little too hard. You gave me an easy one for round 3.
I really did. I gave you the
But I kind of shit all over Reservoir Dogs. Anyways, tell me everything you know about Final Fantasy. Okay, let's just start basic. What is Final Fantasy?
a video game.
Okay, check.
All
All right, there we go. 2 points.
Yeah, I guess I get 2 points for that. Okay. Most of the time, these games take place in a medieval fantasy setting,
Okay.
even though the new one doesn't quite follow the same rules,
The
from my
new-
understanding.
The new one,
The one that just recently came out.
which is
Oh my god, a 26 Final Fantasy.
I know
15?
you. Yes.
Okay.
That I will pierce the veil. Yes, the new one is Final Fantasy
Okay.
15. That's the one that came out last year.
Believe it or not, we're two guys who have a Let's Play, and we're gonna do video game stuff. I know video games. That's what that was.
Oh, I know video games.
Just so everybody at home knows. So it's a medieval setting.
Like similar to.
I don't know anything to. It's an RPG.
No, I mean, sorry. I mean
Um,
the setting. The setting is similar to, like, if you had to compare to something else.
Zelda.
Okay, sure.
I don't know what else to compare it to.
Okay.
I've never played the game.
Right.
And there's a bad guy, obviously. I'm also gonna say this. If I'm gonna say it follows a royal family, I'm gonna say it's not always the same royal family.
Okay.
And it's all about, classic bad guy wants to take over the realm. Son, daughter, nephew, whoever of the king or something is gonna try and stop him. And I believe in the most recent one, spoiler alert to anybody who hasn't played that game, I believe
It's great. You should play it.
the king dies in that one.
Okay.
Or one of them. I feel like it follows multiple stories. There's some crazy monsters, like made up mythical creatures.
Okay. The big monsters you're referring to have a blanket statement that they are referred to. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay.
I feel like you're giving me questions within this question. And I feel like it's a
Sorry.
little unfair.
Maybe I am cheating. I don't know. This is the first one.
But I don't know what else to say about it. You drive cars in the new one.
You do drive cars in the new one.
I feel like you
yes.
didn't before. I feel like it might have been horses. Or no. Ooh, scratch that. I think you fast travel in the old games.
Okay. That is definitely not outside the realm of possibility for a game like that.
This isn't 2 points worthy, but I'm okay with a tie.
What about like, could you? I guess I'm doing that, asking more questions thing. I just want to get you more points. Could you tell me any of the characters, any of their names, anything about them?
Oh, they're all very fashionable.
Okay, all right. How so?
They dress cool. A few of them dress like cocky douches.
Yeah, I'd say.
I feel like the main character the least bit. Also, one of them cooks. Ooh, now I'm on a roll. One of them's the muscle. One of them cooks. The other one is main character. And the third one I didn't care. The fourth one I didn't care about.
You know, like, oh, sorry, I almost said his name. Because now you're just talking about 15.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the only one I've seen any bit about.
Okay.
Um,
What about, okay, is there anything you can, I guess this is another question within a question, but is there anything you can tell me specifically about Final Fantasy VII? Because that's the one everyone knows and everyone loves.
no, I can't tell you why it's called Final Fantasy though.
Okay, sure.
I
Lay it on me.
believe the creator.
If you get this fact right, you deserve a whole point, and we're at a tie.
Okay, I believe the creator for this game, this project, Final Fantasy 1 or whatever it was called, was his last-ditch effort to get into gaming and make a successful game that he could live off of the profits with. That's why it's called Final Fantasy, because it was his Final Fantasy.
That is 100% correct.
Yes!
Okay. So you honed in on 15, which is fine because there's a lot of them. You pretty much nailed it with 15. The one that cooks is Ignis. The one that the muscle is Gladio. Noctis is the main character, and you didn't like Prompto, the blonde one, the one with the guns.
I just feel like I didn't know anything about him.
Oh, he's like, I was talking about this the other day. Prompto's got to be like one of my favorite video game characters.
Also, again, never played this game.
Oh,
I've seen maybe a total of 5 minutes of it.
Yeah. You got the cars right. So basically,
Was I right about the medieval setting
yes,
in
yes,
the
yes,
other
yes,
ones?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So I was trying to get you to say like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or something like
Oh, okay.
that. So Final Fantasy 1 through 6 are all high fantasy, like princess, castle, dragons, stuff like that. The big monsters you were referring to, they're summons.
Okay.
In battle you have summons, and it takes up like a whole turn, but you can summon a big monster, and pretty much it's just a small cutscene, and they do a ton of damage.
Okay.
But usually the rule is, that summon, you just summoned it, you can't summon it again this battle. So that's what you were referring to. So starting with Final Fantasy VII, it took more of a modern approach with its setting. Final Fantasy VII takes place in this city, and there's cars in that one. There's motorcycles and stuff like that. It's like modern time, pretty much, but it takes place in a city that's like runs off this energy that they get from the planet, and it's like dying, and like you play as the rebellion who like doesn't want the planet to die, so they're exploding all these reactors and stuff, and it gets bigger from there. And like all of them have that sense of like it's mostly with the bad guy, where you'll meet the bad guy, and I'm like, and it's like, what the fuck? That's a wizard. That's just like a space wizard. I thought this was like swords and guns and stuff. But no, they all keep their roots in high fantasy, but most of the new ones, especially 15, take place like in 15 you have a cell phone. In 15 you have a car. There's gas stations. Like people are actually fucking wearing clothes rather than like what you were talking about, where like every character is trying to like do their best JoJo's Bizarre Adventure cosplay. I thought maybe you could pull out Cloud or Sephiroth, because those are the two big characters from 7.
Oh, they're from that game?
Yeah, Cloud
Oh, okay.
from Smash Brothers, the guy with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Final Fantasy 7. That's why it was such a big deal when he was in Smash Brothers, because the Square Enix and Nintendo like never. Anyways, but no, the one thing you did get wildly incorrect is it's not always a royal family. It's always a different story.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 1 has a main character. Final Fantasy 2 has a different main character. It's always different. Sometimes they'll have a crossover game where, like the new fighting game that's coming out, Dissidia Final Fantasy, it's all of them. Like all the main characters and all the bad guys. But for the most part, it usually follows a similar story. The older ones are more like, we have to save the princess, we'd fight for our land. And the newer ones are like we fight for what's right in our land. And what's that? It's Space Dracula here to here to ruin the day. We got to put a stop to them. They're trying to blow up the planet. Pretty much all the bad guys in the newer ones are like, I'm going to blow up the planet if you don't stop me. And it's like, well, I guess we have to. But no, that was good. I'd say that definitely deserves a full point.
Okay.
Which brings us up to a tie.
Yes, I'm glad we tied.
I'm glad we tied too. It's kind of like, and I wouldn't be opposed to just leaving it at that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's kind of like, well, that's where we are, And now let's see how you do.
Right.
No, but I'm trying to think about anything other than, anything else about Final Fantasy that you pretty much got it. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely change this. We're definitely gonna play Final Fantasy at some point on our channel. Because they are really good. But like you were saying, I guess this is like a new topic, but like you were saying, the first like hour or two of the newer Final Fantasies are usually pretty boring. Oh, that's the thing you got very correct. In Final Fantasy 15, you play the prince, and in chapter 2, the king dies, and now you're the king.
Okay.
But a rebellion starts or whatever, and you're like on the run.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you were right about that. There's so much Final Fantasy 15 like to consume. Like there's a 4-episode anime, and there's a movie that has like actual actors in it. And it's weird because the actors they got for the movie aren't voicing the characters in the video game. And then there's the video game, which is already like a 60-hour like epic, but there's also like 5 or 6 DLCs at this point that you could play that are like almost unrelated to the story. It's and there's a beat 'em up. It's crazy where you play as the dad as a kid. It's crazy how much Final Fantasy 15 there is.
Jeez. Well, it sounds like you can talk about this game forever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think that's
Yeah.
an episode.
I think that was a successful first episode of
Yeah.
Almost Fancy.
Next time and probably we might have an off week, but next time and every episode after this one, we're going to have a guest. And like I just explained at the beginning, it's going to be us versus the guests. So they're going to come up with 3 things that they think we know nothing about, and they'll give us probably both 1 point based on our like collective knowledge.
And I will say, I haven't talked to you about this, but if you want to be a guest on one of our podcasts, why not just message us on Facebook,
On Facebook,
or comment on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, this will definitely we're not quite sure where the podcasts are going to go right now. They're most likely just going to go up as VODs on our YouTube channel. So that's where you would leave comments if you have any suggestions about this show or about the Let's Play. Also, watch our Let's Play. If you're here listening to this and you're not watching our Let's Play, I don't know how you did that. But the Let's Play is fun. It's every day, Monday through Friday, and then we have a Saturday and a Sunday. And it's a lot of fun, and I think you should come check it out. But I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So join us next week when we have a guest. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it.
All right, cool. See you later.